This episode is brought to you by Whitaker Garage Doors, your one-stop shop for all things garage doors, proudly based in Peekskill, New York. Your home is a direct reflection of your personal style, and let's face it, your garage doors are the first thing people see when they pull up your driveway. Whether you're looking for the timeless charm of a classic carriage house door or the clean, sleek look of a basic wood finish, Whitaker Garage Doors offers traditional options for every taste and budget. I can personally vouch for their incredible service. When I had my own garage doors done, I was blown away by their timeliness, professionalism, and overall respect for their clients. Jonathan, Cassara, and their entire team are top-notch, and they really go the extra mile to ensure you're happy with the final result. So if you're in the market for a new garage door or need some repairs, give them a call or find them on Instagram at Whitaker_doors. Don't forget to tell them you're a friend of Dave's over at the No Snooze podcast. Whitaker Doors. You won't regret it. Now, back to the Epi. Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? I welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. I am Dave Regina, and this is the No Snooze podcast. Come on. Welcome back, No Snooze Podcast, episode 260. As always, I'm in the booth with my brother, Claudio the Voice Valenzuela, and I am Dave the Body Regina. Listen, hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. We threw a little interview in there, and we're back with some questions, man. This journey with the podcast has been amazing so far. We're 6+ years in. If you're joining us for the very first time, you're probably like, what the heck is No Snooze? And let me tell you this. No Snooze Podcast is a way of life. It is a call to action to wake up and attack everything that you do, because we believe that you have two choices when you see that snooze button in the morning. Your alarm goes off. You can either wake up and attack everything you do, or you can go back to sleep on your dreams and aspirations. So you already know what we do and why we're here. So again, if you're joining us for the very first time, we just want to say shout out to you and welcome to the family. If you've tuned in for 260 and you're a real one, we salute you and we say thank you. A couple housekeeping things. We got Health is Wealth coming up April 25th, 2026, Westchester County's first and largest wellness expo, where we are bringing everything physical health, mental health, financial health under one roof at Westchester's most famous arena, the Westchester County Center. CV, I'm actually sad because they took my face off and they put up Troy and Rashad and Gerard Adams and Francesca Sitma, who will be joining us as keynote speakers. So if you're driving by the county center, take a picture, tag us, check us out. Action Cultivates Excellence, me and my business partner, Sean Degnan, and everything we're doing there. What else we got, CV? Listen, the weather. It almost feels, I don't know about you, but listen, when you're from New York, and you get these cold winters, it's crazy. Like the vibe out here, like it's almost like it's been Alaska, and then the sun shines for a little bit. And then you crack the 30s. You even enter into 40, and you're like, yo, where is my beach chair? Put me outside. Yeah, I'm ready for a tan. Right? Is that what it feels like?
100%.
I mean, it was cold.
The sun comes out, and it makes you feel like everything is good.
even today, it's like a little gloomy outside with the rain, but it's like
but it's not cold.
It feels warm.
Yeah, it's not cold. That makes it feel good.
Right.
You're out there.
As we both sit here with beanies on.
Yeah, well, you
already know.
It's full of look.
So, guys, if you guys have questions, right, I've been throwing up polls on Instagram and stories that you can actually submit your questions. And just keep them coming because I keep track of them. And then I tend to utilize and choose the ones that really relate to some level of what's going on in my life. So today we're actually going to talk about a couple things that really, I guess, brings out a little bit of insecurity for me. And I want to be open and transparent with that type of stuff. So just keep throwing those questions in. It's helpful. It gives us a lot of content, obviously, to discuss. But it's super easy, too, because it's what you guys want to hear. All right, so we're happy to continue to put these episodes out. CV, how you doing, my brother?
Good, man. Good.
You didn't sound too convincing with that.
No, it's good. It's good. Everything's
It's
good.
good, man. It's
I'm
good.
happy. I'm happy that it's a little bit warmer. I'm also happy that a lot of these snowbanks are starting to come down because it's been
20-foot snowbanks.
it was awful, right? And now they're coming down. You can start seeing some grass in certain places.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's been long. It's been a long time of just cold and that big snow just kind of froze over, and we've been in the frozen tundra.
Yep. It's crazy.
For like a month.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't wait for the spring.
Yeah, man. It's coming, baby. Soon, right? What are we, March? It's March 20-something? When
Is that when the official
spring breaks?
Oh, I don't know.
February, March, I believe.
Yeah. Well, can't come soon enough.
Spring
I'm ready
soon.
for it. Although, as happy as I am for the spring to come, I never had allergies, but now I've developed these seasonal ones that
Really?
come around the spring.
Yep.
And it only hits me for a month, and then after the month, then I'm good for the rest of the year. But I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, I have to take these like little, the little pills,
Yeah.
antihistamines or whatever they're called.
What are you allergic to?
I don't know. I think it's like I don't know, tree.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a test. I just know that when this season comes around now, my nose will start running, and it's like nonstop, and I feel like really like weird, this pressure, and so I started taking those
Allegra D?
like one of those things. I can't
Bro,
remember.
I've always been allergic to like cats and dogs and stuff, right? And it was wild because I had
dog.
Chance for 13 years, and recently I've been really allergic to a couple things. The camera's still on you, though. I'm trying to tell you to switch
No,
it.
is it? No,
I
it's
think
not.
so. No?
No, it's on you.
Oh, is it? I see you, bro.
Because that's the
I'm
camera.
shocked. I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
Let me think.
Yeah, I did this to Justin too, bro. I did this to Justin one time. I'm like, Justin, the camera is not on me, bro. So yeah, I took an allergy test, and I'm allergic to two things. It's the haters and the negativity in the world, bro. So anybody out there that's talking trash, I'm allergic. Get me that Allegra D. Keep me away. But other than that, these seasonal allergies, I'm not worried about it. But yeah, man, no, allergy season is no joke. That's for sure.
That's fine. I'm gonna switch the camera to me. So now the camera's
Now
on
talk.
me.
Go ahead, man. You know what it is though?
I know that thing.
Yeah,
in the front.
don't. Let's not make it
You're
like
right,
I'm
you're
too
right.
crazy because usually he has this big, beautiful screen, and it's beautiful because I can see my face on it at all times. Now I can't see it because it's off. So now I'm out here guessing.
You're right.
You right?
We dropped the ball.
You feel me?
Thank you for putting it out there for
Davey.
everyone. Man, it's still full. I don't know.
What happened?
I was trying to put it on again for you. but
Oh, it's
still
just not working.
Yeah, no.
That's all right.
can't-
Yo, my Bible stuff has been going really, really well, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been memorizing one. So my goal for 2026 was to memorize one Bible verse per week. And this week's is, you know what's so crazy? I get like put on the spot and then I like blank out and I forget it. But it goes like I gotta keep the jingle
You
with
gotta
me.
get your beat up.
Yeah. It's though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. But the wicked stumble when calamity strikes.
Ooh.
Right? So the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. But the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. And that is from the book of Proverbs.
I like that one.
It's really good. Calamity, for anybody who's like me and had no idea what calamity was, I'm almost thinking it's some calmness or
No, it's
like
the opposite.
something. It's the opposite, actually. It's just when bad things are going on in
And
your life.
really bad things.
When
That's
adversity
what's- yeah.
strikes, real adversity, correct. So what that book is telling you, what that verse is telling you, now listen, we're all going to fall. But the good people in life, the righteous people, the chosen people, are going to always rise again. So whether you fell 1 time, 7 times, 25 times in your life, good people are always going to rise. But the wicked, those are the ones that stumble and do not get up when bad things happen. So again, you're going to fall, but you got to get back up. And just by you doing that and getting back up and showing up again, that is declaring you a good person.
This has been my favorite one that you've hit
You
me
like
with
it?
so far. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at you.
It spoke to me immediately.
There you go, baby. Well, you're a good one. I can tell you that because you have fallen just like all of us plenty of times in life, and you continue to rise and get back up. Sometimes you're a little stubborn with it, but that's okay. I love you.
You know
We
what's
keep
funny?
moving forward.
Stubbornness. So I always used to associate stubbornness as a negative trait. And I'm not saying it's not the best trait.
Yep.
But that same stubbornness that you have with things that are maybe like dumb, us that are stubborn, I'm saying us because you're
Yes.
stubborn
Oh,
as
very
well.
stubborn.
we are also stubborn in the things that make us so good at things, you know? And I'm not trying to pat myself in the back, but even like the stubbornness to like keep getting back up,
Yep.
keep getting back up, keep working hard. It's because we are stubborn. Because if we weren't stubborn, we'd be like, oh, you go the path of least resistance.
Correct.
You know? That really spoke to me. I like that.
Good.
That was a good
Yeah,
one.
that is Proverbs. It's NIV version, 24:16. Proverbs 24:16. The book of Proverbs. You actually might be interested in reading that one because it has just straight bombs like that.
When you say IV, do you mean like 4? Like the
NIV.
Roman numeral 4?
No.
Or like-
NIV. National.
NIV.
New International. What is it?
New International
New
Version?
International Version, something
Really?
like that. Yeah, but it's a translation of the Bible.
Yeah.
And then you have like NLT, New Language Translation, or I forget what it.
Okay.
Yeah, what
That's
exactly it is,
interesting.
but that specific version of Proverbs is the NIV version.
You know, it's funny. Before you recited it, I was gonna try and throw you off to see how well you are memorizing these things. But then I chose to be a good guy and just let you kind of rock.
Why? What?
Because I was gonna ask you, you've been memorizing these on a weekly basis. Do you remember the first one?
Yes. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Luke. Oh, no, that's Joshua 1:9.
That's good.
Joshua 1:9. You know what's funny is, we'll talk about it a little bit more, I think, in one of these questions that come up. But Callie, man, she's been, I've been sharing. She's been really picking up on it, and I recorded a video that like she remembered all of them.
When you I'm assuming you talk to your child about religion and kind of what you're going through. Is there a way to explain to children that's more relatable to children? Because the vocabulary that they
Yes.
use, the language, not even the vocabulary, just the old style of writing
Yep.
that they use. Sometimes it's confusing.
Yes.
And I can imagine even more so for a kid that's just learning how to read and how to like communicate and all these things. How is there like a special version that you read to her, or do you interpret it differently for her?
So I do this jingle thing. So for this one, it was though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. Right, and I was like clapping and snapping my finger. But the wicked fall when calamity strikes. But the wicked stumble when calamity strikes.
Yeah.
So she starts saying it and she's remembering it, right? And then we talk about it. I say, okay, so what's the first part? Though the righteous fall 7 times. Though the righteous fall 7 times. What does it mean to be righteous? I don't know, Daddy. What does it mean? Good people. Righteous, good. Righteous, good. Righteous, good. So if you're a good person, when you fall, you're going to get back up, right? When you fall off your bike, do you stay down or do you get back up? She's like, no, I get back up.
So
Why do you get back
really
up?
break it down.
Why do you get back up? Because I want to try again. Okay, now this is telling you that if you get back up, you're a good person. Then we get to the next part. Though the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. I'm like, what's calamity? She's like, I don't know. Calamity is bad. What's calamity? It's bad. What's calamity? It's bad. What's calamity? It's bad. When bad things happen. When bad things happen. So if you don't get up, this is telling you that you're a bad person. And she's like, why is that? I'm like, well, because God wants us to be our best. So every time you fall, you have to get up. And I explain it like that. And she understands it. And she really, like, you can see in her eyes that she is really conceptualizing what's going on. If I utilize something with, remember when you got hit in the face and you started crying and you went down, but you got back up again, right? Like I give like examples of kind of when she has gone down in her life or something like that. Just trying to make it relatable, you know?
Yeah, that's really cool. And that also probably helps you. They say when you teach a skill, you're actually embedding it into your learning.
Yes.
So
Yep.
that's probably it's easier for you to now be able to learn these things because you're not just like reciting it in a room by yourself.
Right.
You're reciting it, but you're also, explaining it to your daughter, kind of really like embedding it into her, which reinforces it for you, which ultimately
Yeah,
it's part of your
it's
foundation.
crazy, man. Yeah, they do say that the best form of learning is to teach.
Yeah.
And also being able, she just happens to be 5, but they do say being able to dumb it down so a 5-year-old can understand will always make you like truly know what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah,
and if you
that's
can
great.
explain it to a 5-year-old, you can explain it to anybody.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
That's great. That's good.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Let's get these questies.
Questies. Question number 1. Let me put the camera on me. So make sure you know.
Yeah, there
Camera's
you
on
go,
me
bro.
right now. I was asked this question by my daughter's teacher, and I'm curious how you would answer. How would you describe your parenting style?
How would you describe your parenting style? Yeah. Yeah, that's an odd question for the teacher to ask. She said,
Well,
maybe it was just in like
maybe.
a conference or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have a very open parenting style when it comes to Callie. I try to be as transparent as possible with her, but also still understanding that she's 5. One thing I am huge on is compassion. I really try when she's upset to force her into sharing the feelings, because this is something that I do not think was done with me. And no shade to my parents, but I think the times were a little bit different. Like, I never really remember my parents, like when I was crying or upset, being like, let's sit down and like, let's talk about this. And now it's to the point that Callie understands how to do that, but I also respect her as a human being. So just because, and this is something I've learned in my relationships over time, just because I want to discuss something right now in the moment, it might not be the best time to discuss it for the other person. So I have to really respect and understand that. So when Callie, gets upset and she's crying, I ask her, I say, hey, can we talk about this? And she'll say yes. And I say, but I'm going to allow you to have a couple minutes. Do you want that? And she says yes. And just the other day, we were having like a disagreement on something, and she had her head in the pillow and she was kind of crying. I said, it's okay. Take a couple minutes. You come and get me. And I went in the room. And sure enough, I think it was about like 7 to 8 minutes later, she came in and she like kind of described, what she was feeling, that I wasn't really, what was it? Oh, she did the cutest thing, bro. It was so cute. She put her.
That's a loss for you every time.
Yeah, it's the cutest thing. She put the toothpaste on my toothbrush for me and left it by the sink. She goes in and she brushes her teeth. I go in and I see her brushing her teeth like a maniac. I mean, the drool is like going down her shirt that I just changed her into. It was just messy. She had this bothers me so much when she does this. She puts the water on both hot and cold on full force. So like the sink starts like filling up with water.
I do the same thing.
You know what I mean? But like, why, bro? Like, it doesn't have to be
because it gives you the water at the perfect temperature.
come on, man. But like, it's just like shooting up in the sink. She's got it all over her face. I'm trying to put her to bed. I'm already frustrated. It's late at night, all the things. And I come in and I say, Callie, clean your mouth, turn it off. Your teeth are clean now. Go to bed. And I brush my teeth. And I come out and she's in the pillow and she's like crying. And I say, what's the matter? And now I'm like soft. I'm like, what's the matter, baby? Why are you crying? She's like, you didn't even say thank you that I put your toothpaste on the toothbrush. And I was trying to do something nice. I was trying to do something nice for you, bro. My heart, honestly, my heart broke because I'm like, damn, bro, like, that was so cute. And you're right. And I said, I was just about to say thank you. I promise. She's like, no, you weren't. You're lying. And I'm like, no, baby, I know. And I said, you know what? Let's talk about this. Daddy got distracted. Daddy was frustrated. But you're right in this situation. And whatever you're feeling, it's okay to feel it. And I just want to apologize. And also, I want to say thank you for doing that. Whereas in the past, I don't think I would have, really ever taken time to describe and explain things. So that's that compassionate side of things I think is important. But also, I'm disciplined. I will bust that ass. And she knows that. Listen, I'm not going to physically like put hands on, well, a little bit, but, little love taps. But
pow.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get canceled out here. But, I do believe in a little old school discipline, especially if if like your children are not listening over and over again. Like, I do believe in a little pow. Nothing, listen, not in the face, not in the any areas that are crazy, but a little slap in the butt to get you going. We'll definitely do the trick. Maybe a little ear pull, that's a good one.
I'm thinking that's something that's is a little bit more needed these days.
Yeah, bro, but I don't play that. I really don't play that.
Much,
But also, I think dads have a major advantage out here, especially when you're a present father from from birth. Our voices and the tonality of how we speak when we get serious is much different than a female. Like, Callie knows how to play with Katie. She knows how to play with her mother. She knows how to play with her grandmother. She does not play with me. And if you ask Callie why, she'll laugh at you and say, well, my daddy will beat me up. She'll say, my daddy will. I say, why do you play with them and not with me like that? And by play, I don't mean like actually like let's play tag.
Yeah.
She's playing
trying
them.
to take advantage
Yeah,
of them.
they'll say no and she'll continue to do something. So that's what I'm describing as like she'll play with them. And I say, why don't you do that with daddy? You need to show the same respect. I said, well, daddy beat me up. Like she's a little fearful of that. So I do believe in that discipline. For the past 5 years, I've trusted Kai Vision Studio with my podcast. And every time, Claudio delivers an exceptional experience. The setup here is flawless. Professional lighting, crystal clear audio, and a custom set that makes every episode look elite. As someone who speaks on leadership, I know how important it is to show up with clarity and confidence. This studio allows me to do just that. The quality here isn't just about the equipment, it's about the environment. Claudio has created a space where I can focus on my message, knowing the production will be sharp, engaging, and professional. In a world flooded with content, standing out matters. And having a studio like this gives me the edge to produce videos and podcasts that truly connect with my audience. If you're serious about creating high-quality content, I can't recommend Kai Visions enough. Claudio makes you feel at home, yet delivers at the highest level. 5 years in, I'm not going anywhere else. I also believe in, and my parenting style is very inclusive of activities, right? Callie has been in a lot of different activities since she's been born. She's been in swimming and dance. Currently have her in basketball with Coach Benji Carter.
I've seen it.
Bro, let me tell you. So you know, obviously, my relationships in Greenberg. I think anybody really listening does. We had 3 parents in this same class that I'm in actually send emails saying that the level of instruction is too aggressive for my 5-year-old because Coach Benji does not play.
Yeah,
and
he's the
he'll
real deal.
say, do 15 jumping jacks. And he's talking to a bunch of 5 to 7-year-olds. And there's always one kid, 14, 15, 16. No, guys. Listen, what did I say? Well, you said do 15. Okay, so we did 16. So we have to start again. And he'll make them do it again. So he does stuff like that. If they continue to talk, he'll say, do 200 push-ups. And his numbers are crazy, but the second they start getting down, he's like, all right, get back up. So some parents, I guess, are not used to or supportive of that level of discipline. So we got 3 emails of people saying that it was too aggressive and they needed to like pull out of class. And I'm like, here's your money. I'll actually pay you to stay away.
Yeah.
You know, like this class isn't for you. So I think to sum it up, it's a blend of compassion, certainly discipline, which to CV's point, I think is needed now more than ever. I am certainly a blend of old school and new school parenting for sure. So I think
mean,
that
that's the
describes it.
crazy thing with parents today and kids today. We come from a generation where like these things were done too much, obviously to the point where it became such a thing that now it's the complete opposite. Now we can't put hands on anybody. Now we can't discipline. Now we can't do all these things. And we found ourselves, or this new generation has found themselves in this position where that is almost non-existent. So if you're savvy enough and you're good enough to be able to, one, come from that generation, but be able to blend the both in a way that is good, beneficial to the child, it's needed. It's, a little bit is needed. Nobody's talking out there, go out there and beat your kid till they're bruised up or they can't walk or they're fearful of you or scared of you. No, we're talking about making sure that they understand that sometimes discipline comes with some of those actions. And I think it's okay. Like, I don't know, man. I commend you. I think it's great. I think the way you do it is great. I mean, granted, you're talking about it. I see what I see. But I can tell, like, you're somebody that definitely is resourceful with your approach to parenting.
Absolutely.
You've obviously incorporated a lot of new things because our generations didn't really speak to us in the way of understanding us and feelings and all these things. And you do. You incorporate that a lot in the conversations that you have about your daughter.
But,
that's great.
You know, thank you, bro. But I think it's so important because I really want to be the father out here that, listen, I'll never, me and my best friend Mark were talking about this actually on the phone. I'm never trying to be her best friend. I'm not. I'm her father at the end of the day. But I do want her to feel comfortable enough when it comes to the uncomfortable things, i.e. boys, relationships, sex when she gets older, to where she can have a conversation with me and not fear me. because, again, I think women can give a lot of advice in regards to like guys, but at the end of the day, you're a woman, right? So I want nothing more than to prepare my daughter for life the way I know it to be. So if I can give her a helpful hint, a clue, a tactic, a tool, I need her to feel safe enough from an early age to want to, have those conversations. So I think about that stuff, even though she's only 5. I mean, she'll be 16 before you know it. And then, that's a whole different style of parenting.
Man, I'm sorry. I put my head down because I'm trying to. So I saw this thing, and I'm going to butcher it like crazy right now because I can't find it that quickly. I saw this thing on somewhere, and it's like the 3 stages of parenting. And in the first stage was usually like birth to like 8 or 10. Here's where the butchering happens. Your parenting style is kind of like the nurturer. Mm-hmm. You're basically you're basically nurturing these kids from 0 to an age that they can comprehend and everything. Then from like 10 to like whatever, like 25, your job as a parent is to really be a teacher. You're teaching them discipline. You're teaching them values. You're teaching them all the things that kids need to become good people, good citizens, good whatever. And then the third and final stage, which is from 25 and basically adulthood on, now you can be the friendly companion person that's going to be your sounding board. You're hearing them out. You're hearing their problems, but you're no longer teaching. You're no longer enforcing. You're no longer disciplining. You're now just basically the friendly ear. And when I saw this thing, I was like, oh, it's genius because it's a truth. There's so many parents out here that want to be the kids' friends in their teens. And no, man, you can't. Like, you have to be that. You have to be a parent. You have to be that person that they're maybe not going to like you in that moment because they are transitioning. They are going through a time period where their hormones are crazy and they're just pushing the envelope and they're just trying to show out. So you have to be that person. When they've passed that, when their brain is fully formed and they've become an adult, now you can change it to being more of a friendly relationship. Right. And when I saw that, I thought it was genius and incredible.
I mean, I think all parenting styles are different, but for me, it's essential to have Callie respect me, respect Katie, respect her mother, respect her grandparents to the highest level. So if you want to be best friends and do all the best friends, that's cool, but the respect better be there. And that I think is super important to me and something that I'm not willing to like compromise on.
I found it, ironically. It's actually I want to give it to you just so you can kind of see what it is. And I need that back because I had the questions.
Yeah, parenting isn't one stage. It's a journey through seasons. Discipline 0 to 5, training 5 to 13, coaching 13 to 18, friendship 18 plus. That's fire.
Yeah, right.
Wow, that's really good. I think that's helpful for the parents out there too.
I hope so. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is truly like
that's dope.
It's really really good.
Dope conversation.
But yeah, anyway,
good man.
All right, next question. Ooh, this one's. You ready for this one?
Yep.
How do you deal with people not liking your message? You or your message?
You sounded like you. How do you deal with people not liking you or your message? Yeah, this one a little uncomfortable, man. And it's definitely things that I've been going through. I want to be as clear as possible with this, so I want to take my time on the delivery. I think if you want to be a great leader, you have to be okay with people not liking you, people not liking your message. And here's why. I feel strongly about this, that great leaders are disruptors, right? And here's what I mean by that. Usually the leader in any capacity has to make a decision. And a decision has people on one side and people on the other. So the good leader is forced to do something that's going to go against potentially a popular opinion because you're trying to do what's best maybe for your family, maybe what's best for your organization. And now I kind of associate it with that. I try to do what I know to be morally correct, but also where I feel as though the needle's going to move forward. And now more than ever, I've been challenged with certain things in government work, in our company with Action Cultivates Excellence, to where we're forced to make, decisions that really are going to piss people off. We've gotten to the point now that people want to buy tickets for the dinner and we've refunded a couple tickets because we don't see a fit for that individual because they've been there before and maybe they were texting on their phone, or maybe they, weren't necessarily there for the proper reasons, and maybe they just wanted to sell a product. So that right there is going to start a whole thing because, we're telling this person they can't come. What do you think they're going to go do to their networks?
Right, they're gonna
go
be
talk
trash
shit.
talk. Yeah, trash talk.
And I think you have to be willing to ruffle those feathers in leadership because most people won't do it. And that's something I think is super uncomfortable, but the more confident you are in your ability as a leader, the easier those moments and those conversations they get, right? And there was an analogy on site, and it had to do with this. Like, great leaders have, what was it? It was foresight, oversight, and hindsight. So great leaders have foresight, which is seeing things coming, and oversight of things happening. Whereas most people only have hindsight. They look
After the fact.
Yeah. Right? I want to make sure I said that right.
Yeah,
I did,
sense.
right? Okay. And that's really important to grasp. So, you can't just be somebody out here that is always like, oh man, I coulda, shoulda, woulda, this and that. Leaders you gotta have the foresight. You gotta be able to forward think on the spot, and it's challenging to do. And you also have to have the oversight of everything that's going on and the ability to look at different opinions and perspectives. And then ultimately you got to do what's best in your heart. I truly believe that there's that gut feeling and that heart feeling, right? And I've discussed that in the past before. But I don't believe that the gut feeling is always accurate. I believe if you sit in that gut for a minute, then your heart will actually speak to you. I think the gut at times is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
reactive?
Yes, a little bit reactive. Whereas when you process a little bit more, you're able to pull, from the heart. So listen, man, I think that's how I deal with it. I really analyze things. But then also, bro, that whole hindsight stuff, I don't get caught up in it. Listen, if you disagree with the decision that I made, I hear you. The decision was made. Now, if we feel this was the wrong decision, let's analyze it. Let's see what we think we could have done better. But if not, and there's no real measurement or data behind that, then we got to keep moving. And I'm always welcoming to a conversation of people disagreeing with me now. But I'm having one conversation. I'm not having multiple conversations about it. And then also people need to stop with the grudges, right? In leadership. Like, that's both for the leader and for the non-leader. Once a decision is made, move forward. That's it.
Yeah, if it were that easy, there wouldn't be no problems on earth.
But you get what I'm saying?
So this speaks tremendously to me. I think you probably understand why. What do you? I have a follow up to this question. How do you deal with the constant negativity that sometimes those people that don't agree with you, don't agree with your decisions, continues to like linger around? Because in certain scenarios, you can make a decision and boom, people don't like you, people talk shit about you, boom, and it's kind of gone. It kind of, I don't want to say it disappears, because in this age of technology, it can kind of become reoccurring. But for the most normal, it just kind of disappears. It goes away. After some time, it'll just fade. And then there's other scenarios where that doesn't change. It's like maybe you're in a place of work where people don't agree with you, with how you lead, and because no one's going anywhere, it's just continuous.
Right.
And instead of, literally to the last point you just made, instead of like, hey, decision was made, we had a conversation about it, now we just move on.
They're holding it.
Right, and now we continue. How do you deal with that constant, never-ending kind of feeling of like, well, I disagree with you, I disagree with you, I disagree with you.
So
when in reality, and you said it, like, you are doing things, a good leader is doing things because they believe it's the right
thing to do. Right. No, it's a great follow-up. And it's not easy by any means, but I've been in this situation before where I've had a couple employees specifically that have disagreed with decisions that have been made, and this is where I think respect is huge in leadership. And I've pulled those individuals into the office and I say, okay, look, you're rightfully or unrightfully feeling a way about the decision that was made. Are you open for the discussion? And you have to ask that question. Are you open for the discussion? Because what we're not going to do and what I'm not really going to tolerate is just shade going back and forth.
Are you always open for the discussion?
I'm always open for the discussion in the beginning, right? So hear me, let's talk through the process. So are you open for the discussion? And I asked that question because now I'm putting it back to you. The way you respond to that is going to tell me, are you just trying to be disrespectful or do you actually have a valid disagreement here? So the conversation will say, okay, yes, I'm open. Okay. If you were in my shoes, walk me through the process of what you would do. The majority of times, they really haven't put themselves in that situation. And I've been in this situation where I've watched this individual on the other side try to articulate, and I've stopped them. And I say, yo, think about your response. Think about your response. But what I'm doing there is showing you that it's really not that easy. I've just given you another option because I've given you something that you think you can maybe do better. But I gave you the result. Right? I told you that this is what we're going to do. And immediately your brain was like, no, I think I could do this. Okay, now walk me through it. Show me how you think this can be better. And the majority of times, and I'm not going to say all the time because it has happened where people have given me valid feedback. You haven't, you didn't treat it this way. It should have been done a little bit better. And you know what? I can see that. But when you give people the authority, the open voice to truthfully give you feedback back, you got to receive that as a leader, right? And it's hard for people to kind of put themselves in that shoe and walk you down the path of what they would do because they're not exactly in the position. But when they start to articulate and really go down the motions, they see like, oh, wow, there were really only two options here. And you chose this one. They become a little bit more understanding as to why you chose it. I think leaders do a poor job if they do not explain their process.
Their thought process.
Now, I'm not going to do this for you every time I make a decision. But if you have been open with me about a real disagreement, and I'm going to say disagreement versus disrespect, right? Because I think a disagreement, hey, man, look, can I talk to you behind closed doors?
Right.
I don't really think, the way that you handled that was the best. This has happened to me multiple times, specifically in regard to shutting somebody down. I publicly embarrassed an employee of mine, and this specific employee did not appreciate the way that I did it. However, I felt at that time that they kept overstepping the boundary until I had to put my foot down and almost, crack the whip. Like, all right, the conversation is over now. They came into my office and they said, listen, man, I don't really respond well to that. I really would appreciate next time, you doing that behind closed doors. I said, I apologize. I'll do better next time. In my head, I could have done but I gave you 3 opportunities. I this, that, the third. I didn't even go there because you know what? At the end of the day, I still could have handled it a little bit different. So that's how I would typically handle it. Open up the conversation, walk them through the process, actually let them walk you through the process of kind of what they think to be done better.
Let's say they give you a valid response. Mm-hmm. It's valid. Whether it's good or bad, it's valid. So you heard it, you received it, but it just wasn't good or didn't measure up to whatever. How do you now go about, I guess, letting them down softly by, communicating to them that although their idea was valid, it was just not. To me, in layman's terms, it's just not good, and you're not going to change it,
right?
Because it was just not good. It doesn't hit whatever.
Yeah.
How do you go through that process of letting them down and them then not internalizing that as like, well,
now this
he's
guy
not
doesn't
listening
rock
to
with
me
the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to openly thank them for the feedback, openly thank them for the discussion. What they're saying makes sense. However, it's still not the best for, the organization at that time. What I will do if I'm in a situation now in the future, right? Because the worst thing you can do in leadership is shift your decision at that point. But if a decision comes down the line where I'm in a similar situation, I'm going to do my best to remember this and try to meet somewhere in the middle. You don't make any promises in that regard. And also, you don't make anybody feel like an idiot. Because if it is, you said a word that I caught on to. You said if it's a valid thing. So if it is valid, maybe
it's valid to somebody.
But maybe there's something that you can take from it to show them that there's a level of implementation that you're gonna do, right? Like at the end of the day, the best leadership is really a bunch of voices coming together to figure out the best solution possible.
Outcome, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think, again, you go back on your word and you change anything. But allowing that individual an open conversation and them really feeling you. I mean, I think it's a personal relationship thing as well. I think those one-on-ones are even more important, in situations like that because it opens the door for conversation. But I think the easy letdown is like, hey, look, thank you so much for the feedback. The next time, I'm going to look into, what you said. I'm going to remember it. I can't make any promises to you, but I appreciate you, you opening up. And I would leave it at that.
Copy.
Shout out to Boundless Nutrition, because if you're serious about your health, your performance, and your lifestyle, this place is a game changer. Boundless Nutrition is a hub for people who refuse to live average. We're talking ready-to-go healthy meals for busy professionals, sports performance supplements, vitamins you can trust, training gear, and the best protein shake bar around. So whether you're chasing strength, fat loss, endurance, or just trying to feel better day to day, they've got you covered. And let me say this, Amanda and the entire Boundless team are incredible, knowledgeable, welcoming, and genuinely invested in helping you win. If you're in Westchester County, New York, stop by 54 Washington Avenue in Pleasantville and experience it for yourself. You can tell them you're a friend of Dave's and find them on Instagram at Boundless Nutrition NY. Because at the end of the day, change your lifestyle, change your life. Now, back to the epic.
Next question. How this is almost like a snowball. How do you make a decision not to engage with petty people?
Oh. So I actually shared this at the recent ACE dinner. This one, and again, like I said, I was pulling questions that were resonating with me in the current times that I'm in. And so I'm feeling this lately. A lot of things are shifting in a positive direction. I think there's a lot of momentum behind, the book, 30 Lessons to Lead, what we're doing with the podcast, what we're doing with ACE. All things seem to be good. But with more influence comes more insecurities for me. Because think about this. If you're influencing 10 people, you have one negative person to really deal with. It's pretty easy because you're like, all right, that's one person, like, get out of here. Now, if you're influencing 10,000 people and that percentage stays the same,
1,000 people.
That's 1,000 people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, just a number.
Right? But the percentage stayed the same, but the severity of now what these 1,000 people are saying is just heavy, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it's 1,000 negative people coming in.
Yeah. No, I
but
get it.
Just recently, I've had fake accounts being made to where people are throwing serious shade my way. Like, oh, I remember the real you, or
also this is people from the past.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know because you click their page and it's
no, but
fake.
I mean, if they remember you from the past,
are you really that guy? This is the stupidest message I've ever seen. Katie put up a post, collabed with me on it. Somebody said, "I wish that car would blow up."
Oh my god.
Yeah. Somebody said, I in my video with Callie, I was making, like I do a lot of hand gestures. I'm Italian. But I guess one that I was doing with her maybe looked a little feminine to somebody. And they were like, oh, like, look at this. Look at the behavior on this dad. His hands are way too feminine. I know the secret, ...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like really like just you know what I mean? Like things that seem crazy, but when it's like all these different things, you're like, wait a minute. Like, am I really that guy? Damn, did I look a little feminine in that post? You start to just, question. And that has been weighing on me a little bit. And the way that I really deal with it, so that's what I'm calling petty. Like I'm internalizing that as petty because petty is just like not maybe warranted or real, I guess. I've been struggling with that, man. And it's something that I think, as I continue to climb and continue to grow, it's something that I'm going to continue to battle because, again, the more people that you're influencing, yes, the more positivity you're going to get, but there's going to be these clowns that are coming.
You read all those things?
I do, but I delete them.
Why do you even read them? Is that
how am I going to know what it is?
You're right.
But I read it and then I just delete it.
There is a way.
I mean,
you have somebody else read them.
Yeah, you filter them. But I mean, listen, it's not that crazy. But my way of dealing with it is I don't even want it on my page, bro. Like if I see it, I read it, I delete it, and I just move on. And I really don't engage. So I'm driving on a Taconic the other day, bro. And this was, there's not any leaves on the trees. So you can see the animals flying. So I see it. So I'm like, is that an eagle? Like eagles in the sky look different.
Yeah.
You know, like you see hawks. Hawks are pretty big, but these bald eagles are big,
they're
bro.
huge.
And their beaks are like
Yeah.
big, and they're strong.
Yeah.
So I see, and I'm like, damn, that's an eagle. And now it's like kind of like it's in the distance, but I can clearly see it's an eagle. And I see there's a little bird start to like peck at it. I'm like, this is crazy. What is this? And it looked like a crow. So sure enough, later I had to actually Google, like, do crows attack eagles?
I think crows attack everything.
Crows do. But the eagle could easily turn around and be like, yo, back up. I will eat you, little boy. I watched this eagle, bro, like starting to like glide off, because you know how they kind of like glide. And this crow was like on top of its back now. And like
In flight?
yeah, in flight.
Oh my God.
And
Where
like
do you live, bro? Where
and
are
like
you?
and like pecking at it. And all this eagle did was just continue to rise. It didn't fight at all.
Yeah.
And it got to a point that literally I'm watching it. And then the crow started to fly back down, because I guess the oxygen up in the air gets thinner and thinner to where the crow can't breathe. So it's the perfect analogy for leadership, because this crow was just making noise, caw, 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 biting, snapping at it. And instead of engaging with this crow, all this eagle did was continue to fly higher. And I was like, that is the way that I need to handle these negative comments. I need to just delete them, move on, not really think about them.
Keep rising.
So just keep rising, keep being the eagle. I shared that analogy at the dinner, and the guys were like, wow, it was like dope. Sure enough, I had to Google it. I'm like, do eagles exist in New York? Like, because I don't remember the time that I've seen it this clear. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing. There's a lot of eagles in New York. And I said, what's the bird that attacks an eagle? And it's a crow. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm like, this thing is nipping at its back. Like, it literally looked like it was like trying to like claw at its back. And this eagle like almost like looked back and just was like, and just flew higher than it. And then the crow had to just fly back down.
That's wild.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it was a great like leadership analogy. I was like, wow, that's dope. Yo, be the eagle, baby. And you crows out there, get out of here.
Moral of the story: don't be the crow.
Don't be the crow.
Okay. Final question.
Yep.
I'm growing my relationships with God, but it seems like the more intentional I get, the harder things get. My question is: faith supposed to feel a certain way?
This is a phenomenal question, man. The easiest way for me to describe faith is that faith is not a feeling. Faith is a decision. Faith is a decision that you need to make every single day that you wake up. Because what you're doing is you're actually choosing to remain faithful at a time where you don't really know what's going on. And that, I believe, is where faith is its strongest, because it's like, God, protect me, give me the guidance, give me the wisdom I need to get through this, although I can't even really see a way on my own. Faith, to me, is described as something being much bigger than you, right? I put my faith in specifically in Jesus. But listen, there's plenty of other gods that people idolize, look at, worship. So I'm not telling you that for you it has to be Jesus. So I just want to be clear on that. But we have to stop associating faith with being a temporary feeling. It could feel temporary, right? But the second that you make that decision to say, you know what, I acknowledge what is going on in my life right now. I realize that I don't have control, but I'm putting my trust in God. That to me is what faith looks like. And that's how I handle it, knowing that regardless of what is going on, this is really preparing me for the next level, right? Because I've discussed plenty of times on this podcast that, you know, if God really gave you what you wish for at this very moment, you would likely be unprepared, right? Like I've used you as an example with the podcast, right? You're like, yo, I want to make $1 million. If God literally right now was like, Claudio, I got 35 podcasts for you, but the only way you can secure these podcasts is if you say yes to all of them and you start pushing them this week. You would say yes, obviously, because you try to figure it out, but you would almost be
The infrastructure would break down.
You'd almost be unprepared to handle the load and the magnitude. So I truly believe in my life, what God had to put me through was all in preparation for the abundance that's going to come my way. Because when it comes and the adversity strikes, I'm going to be so much more prepared from the Crohn's disease, from the addictions in my family, from the divorce, from me having my daughter 50% of the time. Like all of these things, I believe, were in preparation for me to ultimately live this fulfilled life in abundance that I'm going to be living. And I think the more often we see that, the better we are, right? That broken relationship is actually preparing you for what you're no longer going to tolerate, although your heart is completely shattered at that moment. You losing your significant other or your family member who you couldn't see a life without is actually God telling you, look, I'm going to provide you with more responsibility, but the way that I have to do that is I have to take your father from you because you've relied on your father for too long. That's how I interpret things. And again, I didn't lose my father. I don't know, but I'm speaking to somebody who may have gone through it. So that's what I look at. It's not a feeling. It's a decision that needs to be made on a consistent basis, although you are unaware of the outcome that God has for you. In Jesus' name.
Man.
Hard to do, though.
Very the hardest.
But it's not that hard. Because for me, what I do is I wake up and I put either worship music or Joel on in my ear. That's the decision that I'm making, right? I'm making a conscious decision with an action to feed myself first thing in the morning. So, of course, as I'm going through my day, I'm going to be a little bit more patient, a little bit more kind. Look, I'm from New York. I got an attitude, bro. It is what it is. So by 2:30, you're going to get that attitude. But I make the decision to show gratitude every day, to know that there's a much higher power out there. Bro, you look at who created these birds, bro. Who created that bald eagle? Where did it come from? Where did the first one?
The big guy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
chicken or the egg?
But where did it come from? Where did it come from? Who put it there?
Yeah, the big guy.
Right? Adam and Eve, where did they come from?
Somebody drew them in.
It's wild. You know what I mean? Like it's very crazy to think about. You know what I mean? Because then it gets you going. Like how did the world get here?
Well, there is scientific explanation for this.
For what?
For how. I don't want to get crazy, though.
Yeah, I mean.
But there is a scientific explanation.
I guess, but there's not anything that you could say that, like, can pull me away from there is something higher than a human being that
No,
created
I believe
this
that,
stuff.
too. Of course. I mean, there's miracles happen. It's somebody else. It's above us. It's above our pay grade.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I like it.
It's not a feeling, it's a decision.
It's a decision.
It's a decision.
I agree 100% because life is all about decisions.
Right.
Good ones, bad ones. Ones
Absolutely.
that get you in good places, ones that get you in bad places, and everything in between.
That's right.
So I'm with you.
Listen, man. Is that all the questions we got?
That is all the questions.
Beautiful, baby. Listen, I like to keep these right under the hour mark, which we're at. So I just want to continue to wish you guys a great week ahead. If you're tuning in on a Monday, let's get it. Get up. Continue to attack the things that you want to attack and move that needle forward, man. There's too much nonsense, too much negativity in the world. So go be a little bit different. Go smile at somebody for the first time. Go do something kind for somebody. Let's do good. That's what we're really trying to do here at the No Snooze Podcast. So we hope that you enjoyed the episode. Continue to send those questions in. Go check out the book, man, 30 Lessons to Lead. If you have not got your copy, I'd love to get one in your hands. All right, we got a lot of cool things going on. As always, you can shop the latest merch at nosnoozeshop.com. And until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it.
Let's get it, baby. I love it. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's another epi in the books. You can follow us on Instagram at No Snooze Podcast and leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze. Shop the latest merch at nosnoozeshop.com. Come on.